hello. I'm gonna do sound check. Give me 1 second. Oh, there it is. I have to take that off to put my headphones in. Oh yeah, okay. It's really... I was worried that the music wasn't going to be balanced, but it sounds good. Shoop. Hello! Good morning, Miss Fisk. Good morning, Brendan. Happy time zones. Yep, I hear it just fine. Hi, Sonny. Hello, guys. Hello, Sunshines. How are you? Hi, Sonny. Hello, Kyle. Welcome to stream. I'm so nervous. I don't know why. I saw my thumbnails. This is my 85th stream. And I'm still like, oh, how do I start off the stream? Hello, Sunshine. My name is Sunny. How are you? I hope you're doing okay. Oh, it happens. I don't know. It just gets you every time. Getting a sip of my water. So, we have a very special stream today. Oops. This. It's been something that I've been wanting to do for a while now, and finally, it all came together, and I was actually able to get what I needed to, and then now we're all set up on stream. And so, as you guys can see by the title, today it's going to be an unboxing, another unboxing. I guess 2 unboxings in a row. But this is gonna be a lot. Like, not like a lot as in like a literal lot, but like it's like a lot of plushies. like a I don't know how else to describe it. A lot? Like you get a haul. It's a plushie haul. Shoot, I forgot the name. But we are going to be unboxing I think it's about like 10 or 11 plushies. I'm super excited. So Pokemon Center has a specific line of plushies called the Sitting Cuties, and they're all like smaller than 1 foot. They're around like 7 inches, 8 inches in height. And they just recreate Pokemon. And some of them are really cool. Some of them look like exact like replicas of the Pokemon, and then some of them are dorky as hell. And so it'll be fun. It'll be fun to look at the different plushies and see how well they're made. And the reason why I wanted to do an unboxing stream is because I already have some Sitting Cuties, but the collector in me is like, I want more. Give me more plushies. Also because, like, as you know, Pokemon have evolutions, and so it may be that I have like one of a trio or like 2 evolutions and I'm missing one. And so being able to do this makes it so that I can actually like complete my collection more. And so really excited because the last time I purchased... Hello? Sorry, I'm shaking my table, and I think that's why it's not focusing. I may turn off... Oh, there it is. I don't know. I may or may not turn off the autofocus. But the last time I was able to order from the Pokemon Center was 2 years ago. And so now I can finally be like, yeah, I can finally expand my collection. I'm super excited for that today. As you can see, I'm wearing gloves. My hands are already sweating in these, but my hands haven't been in greatest condition, so that's why I'm covering them. You guys are gonna see gloves Soni today. And then I have my really cute looking otter cardigan from Jayana Draws. Totally recommend her clothing and stuff. It's super cute. I wish I got the blue one, but these particular styles, they might be sold out entirely just because of how popular they are. So this has been like a treasured clothing piece for a long time, but they're little otters. Lako. So yeah. And then the other thing is that this Pokemon haul was made possible by you guys. I opened up a goal on my Ko-Fi so that I could raise money to actually be able to like do this haul, and you guys made it happen. Thank you so much. I'm so happy. It's such a great experience to like to wish for something and then to have it happen. And so again, thank you so much, guys, and this will be a fun stream. I'm really looking forward to it. So oh, and I sent out thank yous already to everyone who already donated. So then again, thank you. Okay, I want to show you guys what I drew because I think I did a really good job. Hold on. My right eye never wants to work. So odd. Ready? Bing! It's cute! I just used like the pencil. I think this is like the first drawing that I did using my tablet on Clip Studio Art Studio. And I think it turned out really well. I actually did like the layers, so I did like the pencil on one layer and then I did like the coloring with the pencil on the other layer. But it was really cool because I just like sketched it out and I didn't make too many changes to the base sketch, and I'm like, wow, I did a really good job. I might actually want to bring this up later in the stream so that we can recolor it, and I want to actually like do line art for it, so I think that's really cool. My model, my me right over here, my mama is Miikutea on Twitter, and she is a customizable model, so that's why I look a little bit different today. I wanted to play with some of the toggles and try out a different outfit. And so the design that I chose to be Soni was made possible because of her. So I'm super grateful. Okay, should we get started? So some of the plushies that I have they match plushies that I already have. So I'll probably either show the new plushie and then I'll show the old plushie. And then I want to just like set them out on the table so that we can see them all. But I think we're going to run out of space really quickly because like the other half of my table over here already has so many plushies on it. All right, so first we're going to do the actual, we actually have to open the box. I forgot. Oops. Let me try to take off labels first. Yippee! Inconspicuous box. Yeah. Inconspicuous box. Oh my god, my hands are so sweaty already. Ugh. I keep wearing gloves. I don't know, maybe I'm just go without it. Because these are like winter gloves too, and they're made out of polyester, so fake fabric, which means that it's not moisture wicking. Let's see how bad it shows up. Okay, maybe not. Alright. That means cardigan has to come off. Because it's too hot. But it's a beautiful day outside. I can't wait to go running later. I haven't been running all week. I've been so busy. Oh, I forgot. Special announcement. I actually pinned it to the chat above. Ta-da! Yeah, actually, the gloves are coming off. I can't do shit with those. Oh, she's so bright. She catches the light so harshly. Oh my god. Where do I block the light so you can actually see her? Otherwise, she's transparent. So, this is an advertisement, by the way. Paid advertisement included. Ta-da! And these I actually got from Daiso, and they're freaking perfect! Look! Hold on, maybe I can change something with my camera. Hello? I might have to... There we go. I had to turn down the exposure a little bit. Now you can see her. Sorry, now you can really see my hands. I'll try to hide them. But this is a 10 centimeter doll that my friend Chicken and I have been trying to like get in production and work with the company and make since April of last year. And we finally have all the dolls and they're ready to be shipped out. And so this is what she looks like. Isn't she cute? Look at her. Look at the blushy. Oh, look, the focus is so good. What the heck? So I'll just go ahead and showcase her right now. So fan-made Mint Phantom plushie. She does not come with these two little ribbons. I will be putting ribbons in every package so that you could tie them yourself. But unfortunately, these ribbons you'd have to purchase separately. Come on. Move this. Hello, Sunny. Just stopped by today to say hello. Thank you for stopping by, Vane. How you doing? Need to get back to work before I get yelled at. You know what? That's real. Good luck at work today. Bye-bye. See you in the VOD. So I'm gonna... Because I haven't figured out how to make those stay yet. So, she is made out of a material called white rabbit fur. We chose the white rabbit fur because of its color. Hold on, I think I have to turn up the saturation level. Nope, that doesn't change much. Well, she looks more green. She looks more green in person. Hold on, what if I turn up the exposure? Nope. Alright, well, we'll just keep this for now. And so... Okay, the menu wasn't going away. So this color here was harder to find with some of the other fabrics, so that's why we chose the white rabbit fur. It actually just gives her a lot of dimension. Like when you look at this doll, she's just super scruffy, and I like it. I think it adds a lot of character versus like having like very like flat hair. It also gives her hair more dimension. It looks definitely more fluffy. And so she has her two little iconic pigtails. It was really cool. They were able to actually get like a line of embroidery in there, which just adds to like the splash of color in her hair. She has these, her front bangs that attach right here on the sides. And then she has the back layer of hair that just, that makes up her iconic like short bobbish type hair. And she looks really cute. She turned out really well. Super happy. I can't wait for people to actually get this doll and then start dressing her up and stuff. I had meant to buy more clothes, but I wasn't able to buy clothes. And so I will have to do that more recently. Oh, and it's funny because I look at this, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a butt. But people are like, oh my god, that doll has a butt. And I'm just like, yeah, it's just the manufacturer just added it. People are like, did you ask for a dumpy like that? I'm just like, no, it's just the doll just came like this. So yeah, she's actually really, really firm. You can't like squish her very much. I like that just because when I'm holding her, then it feels like she has like it feels like she has substance to her. Especially because she's a 20 centimeter doll. I think it's very different from the puppies, which are very light. There's a little hole in the bottom. And those ones are like throwable, but like if you're gonna have a doll, like, hold on, I don't know if you can hear the thunk. Is there a thud? Can you hear that? I like that. Also, her head is just very super, super firm. I think some people say that they don't like having it super firm. They like a little bit more of the squish factor. I don't know what it would have been like if she had just a little less stuffing, but whatever the case. So, yippee! The dolls are available right now on my big cartel. I added the pin above. And I hope you can get your plushie today. Wow! It was a lot of back and forth trying to get this doll made. I want to do like I want to do a video where I actually talk about the whole process because I think it's super interesting. I had never had something manufactured before. And so I think it'd be interesting for people too who are maybe interested in getting stuff produced in the future. But yeah. Ja-ja. I think she also has the paws in the back too, which is perfect. It's just a little bit of color. Hi Sunny, the doll is definitely a labor of love. Absolutely. Hi Scarlett, how you doing? Wait, I actually haven't done this before. It's so cute. I was worried that these were gonna tear off, but they're in there, so you guys don't have to worry. They're like, whoa. Look, she has bunny ears like me. Hehe. Or little helicopter fins. I don't know. whatever, however you describe it. I'm gonna turn back on the exposure. Shoop. It makes my room look less dark. Eggy. Okay. Are we ready? I gotta get some lotion. Okay, box. Check. Box cutter. Right along the top. Ooh, I'm so excited. I refuse to look at the contents of this box. Okay, wait, we're gonna go in blind. I'm just gonna grab a plushie. And then we roll. So, Latias! Oh my gosh, she looks like a lobster from underneath. That's so funny. She doesn't look bad. Look at her face. Her face like has good proportion to it. It's funny because like her mouth is all the way down here, which I think it is accurate. Hold on. I wanted to look up what each Pokemon looks like as I Latios. Yeah, I think the only difference is that her mouth looks like super it's just a simple smile. Which is really funny. It changes the way her face looks a little bit because like when you look at her picture, she has a very slight smile. She's supposed to look like, I don't know, some pretty shy girl, but in this case, she's just her standard smile derpy. Oh, but her wings are oh, wow. Oh, hold on. Did I? There we go. That's better. I turned down the saturation a little bit so it's not as crazy. Hello, light? Wait a minute. Yes? No? What does white balance do? I don't remember. Maybe I could just hold her right here instead of super close. Her wings are just two pieces of fabric that were sewed together, which I really like because this I think is called Minky. Minky is a very soft fabric. It already has some like lift to it. So then her wings actually have like substance. They have different materials for different parts of the plushie. And so like right in here, a little hard to see with the white. Sorry about that. Don't know how to fix that with my camera. But this is like a felt. It's a very stiff fabric right here. Oh, you can actually see it. Yeah. So it's very stiff, but they made it so that like the hand could be a little like can levitate a little bit from the body. This is made of the same material as the wings. And she has beans. She has beans in here, and I think it's so that she sits flat. But like regardless, she's gonna sit flat on the floor, right? Their embroidery is always really good. It's really like dense. It holds. Like I'm pushing on her eyeballs. Oh, look. So if I were to narrow her head a little bit, then she gives like very toothless vibes, right? Very cute. So let's compare her to Latios, who I already have. But now they're a pair! Yeah! So exciting. Oh. Latios is chunky. Like, he has a body. Wait. I don't know if we could actually get like you can sort of see it. That's so interesting. So they made Latios like sizably like smaller. He has beans too in his chest here, but he comes out this way. He has like a dumpy. The arms are made out of the same felt material here. They just stick out a little more. He has not been skipping his meals. He has not. He gotta bulk up, you know? Oh yeah, he's bulking up. So his wings are also the same. Where they have a little more substance, but because of the way that they're made, so the base right here is wider, and so it feels like there's a little more structure to the wing. Versus with Latios, not only is like the wing not directly attached to the body, it looks like she has like this little like raised area here that the wings are attached to, so that the wings are never gonna stay up. They more stay out. Which is interesting, because I think it's supposed to be like this. It looks like it's supposed to be like this, but I don't know. I mean, Latios, he looks like a freaking airplane, because his wings are just flat. It's like a jet. Wait, they're supposed to look like jet planes, right? Or something like that. And he has like the little frills in the back that remind me of like an oyster shell, like the cloister, which is interesting. Yeah, that's Latios and Latias. Yippee! They finally have their match. I have to rewatch the movie. I haven't watched the movie in years, but I remember loving it. All right, next plushie. Oh! Reuniclus! He's big! Wow! I've been waiting for this plushie for a long time. This was one of my favorite Pokemon from Pokemon X. Oh. Wow. So he has like... So he has the body, but he also has like filling in the arms. I'm surprised that they made it so that like look at this. His arms are like they're sticking out and they have structure to it. That's really cool. I like the embroidery that goes throughout the plush, and then they also made it so that it like divots at certain parts. It just gives it a lot of shape. It's definitely like a darker green than I thought it was going to be, and we'll do a comparison in a second. Oh, but he's so cute. I had wanted to... Well, okay, here. So, ta-da! Oh, I guess they're all very similar greens, but I had ordered these 2 years ago, and then Reuniclus was sold out. And so I only had these 2 for the longest time, and so now they're all together. Yay! I really, really like Solosis. Solosis is a single-celled organism. Ah! It makes my biology brain go burr. But I'm like, this is what is this? It's a cell, but not a plant cell, but psychic, but... It was perfect, and it's squishy. And so also to see its evolutions is really, really cute. I love the idea. Wait, can it use photosynthesis? Hold on. I'm pretty sure Solosis could use photosynthesis. Oh, it's just psychic? Man. Damn. If it was psychic grass, that would make the most sense. Why did I think it could use photosynthesis? Hold on. No! Yeah, it's just psychic. Damn. I misremembered. I'm like, oh my god, it's a little plant cell that could use photosynthesis. That's perfect, except it doesn't have a cell wall. I like how they interpreted the little orbs in its arm, right? I think it's a really, really good representation of the Pokemon. I think it's really, like... I think it's really accurate. It even has these little arms here. It has these little arms and legs. To be honest, is this a tail? I didn't even know what this is on the bottom. Hold on, let's look at a picture. It is a tail? That's it. I feel like they actually really didn't need this part down here, because now it can't stand on its own. It would have been better if they made this flat and they didn't need to add this, because I think technically Reuniclus doesn't have, I guess, but it's fine. The rest of it is still pretty, like, look, and you can even bend it and it can like clap. That's so cute. Wow. Show tail. This. Okay, we're gonna push them off the side. The family's united. Yippee! All right, next one. I saw the picture of this one on the Pokemon Center, and I'm like, this guy is gonna be derpy as hell, and I was so looking forward to it. Let's see. No, that's pretty cool. So it's Palkia. Wow, I was really excited about this one. Because what I've seen from the different Pokemon Cuties, they have varying levels of detail depending on how difficult the character is, but like they do a really good job of replicating it. Well, sometimes, I guess. So let's look into Palkia. Hold on, let me find Palkia. What is this horse version of Palkia? That's probably new, huh? You know what I really loved about Palkia? The face. It looks like an alien from Halo. I'm like, that's why this guy feels so familiar. All right. So dragon time type. I'm looking at a picture on the side and then doing a side-by-side comparison. Okay, so let's start from the face. It has this armor piece here. They made it out of the minky, the soft material, but it looks like they maybe added some sort of glue, or maybe this is just a kind of felt material that's soft on top, so maybe it's harder on the bottom than like the rest of this material is. But this is like, it feels like armor, which is cool. So this is a softer material. This is what the rest of the plush is made out of. The wings are made out of the same material too. It looks like there is like a color difference here and here, and so they dyed the fabric a certain way, or they used a different color for the fabric. They actually did the embroidery on the neck. They did the embroidery on the orb holder. Yeah, I didn't want the face parts coming off. Yeah, exactly. It stays really well on the face. It feels like armor, and I think it did a really good job of replicating that. The little bulb areas are firm. Yeah. They have good substance to them. They don't feel like they're gonna rip off, because actually they incorporated this into Palkia's shoulders. So if I like pull this back, then Palkia's like, chest out, you know? And so I think that's really, really cool, because they could have just like had Palkia have shoulders and then like just put this on top. But structurally, it feels a lot better to have articulation in the shoulders. So that's really, really cool. Like that a lot. This looks to be the same material as on the face. So they made the little, I don't know, the little Yu-Gi-Oh arm cards. Out of that material, which then adds like an extra layer of texture. The little fingies are made out of the same thing, but the material is hard enough, or they put maybe like a glue on it where it doesn't feel like the fingers are gonna like pull off or fray or anything like that. So it's super cool. The arms themselves, there's a little arm here, and then they just sewed this right on top. They even did the detail of like embroidering this fabric. So they could have just did like the ridges and stuff, but like this is like a big part of his design, right? And so like when you think about actually like combining all of these pieces together, like you have your minky fabric, and then you have to figure out, all right, which pieces are going to get embroidery. So we're going to do this piece, the eye piece, and then the next part is like, okay, then how are we going to fit this together? But then what color are you going to use for, like, because we're incorporating the bulbs into the shoulders. Then what color is the shoulder going to be? But it looks like he actually has this little bit of purple right here. So then when we sew it, we actually have to like insert a little bit of the fabric there, and then sew it in so that when it flips inside out, then you actually have the fabric here. And then, but then the arms, we have to make sure that when we make the hands, we have to sew the fingers in. But then before we even sew the fingers in, you have to sew this part that already has like thread on it to the arm. Like, it's so complicated. And I love that they were willing to put in the effort to make it look good. I'm really, really happy with this. Really, really happy. Yeah, the same thing here. It looks like... So in order to get like fabric sticking out like this, that means that when you sew the original two pieces together, the fabric like sticks out here. So like, let's say you're sewing like this and the line is over here, then that means when you how do I demonstrate this? All right. This is my little notebook, right? Literally notebook. So let's say that we're going to let's right sides together for this. Maybe like this? No, we can't do that. Okay. So this is right sides together. So this is the outside of the fabric. We're gonna close that shut and we're gonna sew here. So in order to get these little pieces of fabric sticking out, you have to You have to take your fabric and then put it in the seam line here, cut it, and then sew. So that when you open it, it shows up on the other side. This wasn't a good representation. All right, okay, here. Now, when you flip it inside out, then it looks like this. That's how that fabric can be like embedded in the fabric, because it was sewn along the seam on the inside, but it's pointing out in the direction it's supposed to be. But when you sew, you have to sew it inside out. So then when you actually like flip it inside out, then the fabric looks like that. Yeah. So it's just another step to think about when you're adding these details. Because what they easily could have done was, actually, I noticed this back here. So we actually look at the tail. This isn't like a different fabric or anything. They just dyed this part right here. So this is all the same color minky. You can actually see how the color is not uniform, because they just printed the color on there. Which would make sense for the tail, because then why would you... Because if you were to add another fabric, just a small little triangle fabric, that would mean for the original, like this color, you would have to cut it out, and then you would have to replace it with the fabric that you want, and that is an extra seam. It's like it's more sewing. So in this case, for such a small area, it makes sense that they just printed it. If you actually look at the feet, they chose a combination in order to get the colors right. So the bottom of the foot is actually a purple minky. And then on the side here, it's just the dyed fabric. So that is so interesting how they chose a combination of the two styles to make it happen. But visually, it looks really good. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell. If you're just glancing at it, you're like, oh, that's pretty uniform. And then you look closer and you're like, whoa, that's how they decided to do that. And then they even have this little claw. Look at the detail. They have this little claw here. Yeah, so that's really cool. Hi, Salty. How you doing? Look at the Pokemon. Yeah, it would be a waste of time and resources to do that. Absolutely. As if this already isn't a waste of time and resources. Because when you think about it, every plush from the Pokemon Center, for a certain period of time, was about maximum $12. So like $11.99. So to get a plush with this amount of detail, this amount of work for $11.99 is crazy. I think that's how much I actually got Palkia for. Because right now, the Pokemon Center seems to be actively going through its stock and getting rid of like the Pokemon that they've had just probably for the longest time. And then they're creating new listings once those old listings sell out, and now they're raising the price on them from like $11.99 to $16.99, so it's about $5 more. I bet there's a lot of logistical reasons for that, because they used to provide, I mean, they still provide free shipping on orders over $20, which means that if you buy 2 plushies from the Pokemon Center, you get free shipping, and that's really good. But I wonder, in order to keep that promise and then to keep up with inflation and everything, that they had to increase the price. Yeah, just something to think about. Hello, Wilson. Ayo, Palkia, right? Right. Oh my God, you guys need to see Dialga. Dialga's gonna be so cool. And look at this. They even did like embroidery details in here. They didn't need to do that. They didn't need to make Palkia look like he actually has like armor on his feet, but they did. Really, really well done, plush. Really happy with him. He looks so derpy on the picture. I was like, there's no freaking way this is gonna turn out well. And I am really, really surprised. Really happy. All right. That's Palkia. Ready for Dialga. This guy is actually my favorite. Look at him. Doesn't he just have this energy to him where like he's like cool as fork, but he's still just a derpy little dude? Like, isn't the balance so good? So Dialga has a lot less like extra stuff going on. He just has a lot more details on his body. Yeah, very nice blue color because I don't know, he's a gem. I mean, Palkia is a gem too, but Palkia got a lot of stuff going on there. Really. But Dialga is just a blue diamond, I guess. So you have like the harder fabric here that makes up some of these parts. I think it's really interesting. You can actually see these little stitches here, little places where they actually like adhered this fabric to the head of the Pokemon. It doesn't detract from it at all. If anything, it's like, I think it's admirable because it's like you were willing to sacrifice showing these little stitches here to actually like get the shape and the concept down. So I'm like, I will take that over it just being, because like the other option would be if it was just glued to the head. And then if it's just glued to the head, then there's a chance of it falling off. It's not as secure. So honestly, having these is great. Love the blue, right? He's so good. So good. So then when you look at the body, he's just one like uniform guy. He's just a little dinosaur looking. So you have the arms, the legs, the embroidery that they put directly on the minky fabric for the body feels really good. So when you embroider something, it means that you run a stitch back and forth over the fabric like many times, that there's barely any space in between any of the threads. And the purpose of that is you are creating color and texture using thread. So normally for like a fabric, you create texture just with the fabric itself. The minky is soft, but embroidery gives you another layer of like interest with the fabric. It also is stiffer because the threads are interlocked so tightly that it like when I put pressure on it, it feels like I'm putting pressure on something like stiff. And so it helps that like his body is already like his body has structure. It would be a lot softer without the embroidery. So it feels really good. They added some of the like this material for the claws. I didn't realize this looks like a you know when you watch like the Western movies, and in the Western movies have the like cattle head. It looks like a cattle head on its chest. Dialga. I think it's just meant to be a diamond, but on this guy, it looks like he has a cattle head. That's crazy. Yeah, it looks like I can't tell if they glued this. It feels pretty firm, so it almost feels like they just like attached it by sewing it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they actually glued it on. The rest here is sewed on. Love the detail for the nails because they come out. You can actually like feel them. Yep, you got embroidery that goes all the way to the tail, but you can see how like the tail actually is like is turning, right? Just because of the way that it's sewed. So you can have the pieces like cut out perfectly, but the way that you sew them will determine the angle that it looks. So let's say when you're sewing it, you accidentally pull too much on one side, then it's gonna start going. So that's probably what happened here. One side, when it was sewed, was pulled more than the other, so then that's why it's not completely straight. But it's not a big deal at all. Yeah. If you look here, you can see that the fabric was pulled more to this side. So otherwise it would look like this, right? But yeah. By far, Palkia, I think, maybe has the most detail on one of these plushes. There is one that I'm looking at right now that is my absolute favorite out of the bunch. That I think is like a perfect representation of the Pokemon while still like being able to be creative with the way that they chose to build it. So yeah, they're super cool. Drink more water. I really went off on Palkia. Holy shit. I did, when I had the series, I did have Pearl. It was my sister who got Diamond. It's so funny because, you know, my mom at the time was really like money conscious, wanted to save money, and so then she got us each a Pokemon game. So Diamond and then Pearl. But she technically didn't need to, like, we could have had like one of each, or we could have had both, but she was just like, hey, there's two of them, you get this one and you get that one. As you do, like, when you have like, I don't know, like 2 kids, you're just like, okay, here, split. Did you pick Pearl because you like the legendary? I was just given Pearl, and then my mom gave my sister Diamond, and I think it worked out because I think I definitely resonated with Palkia more, so it just worked out that way, which is pretty funny. What I mean by she had the option to give us like either, it's called an R4 chip. And so she's like, okay, I'll just give you this game and I'll give you that game. And it's like, okay. The Dialga slander, OMG. I did not say that I did not like Dialga. Okay? I just have a preference for Palkia. The R4 is real. It's so funny because the first, like, I completed Pearl, and I had even traded, I think with one of my cousins from like another game. And then when my mom was updating the chip, she had accidentally deleted the game or deleted the file. And I remember being so upset. I knew that it wasn't her fault, but I needed something to be upset about because I was so attached to the game. The cheats were cool too. No, not the save file. I was devastated. I had never lost anything like that before, and so I was like, ugh. And then Platinum came out, and I was just like, sure. And so then I started playing Platinum, and then I got really attached to Platinum, so... That's why after I lost my Pearl save file, I did not go back to replay Pearl. I just went straight to Platinum. All right, next plushie. Also, good morning, Maya. I hope you're doing well. Oh. Arceus. If you guys haven't noticed, I love legendaries. I think the best part about legendaries to me is that they why is my eye doing that? Oh my god. I think the best part about legendaries is that they're collectible. They come in sets. And it's perfect. It's so funny. He actually looks derpy as he did in the picture. Look at this posture. Who sits like this? Is that God? We have God right here, sitting with his back ultra straight in a very proper sitting position. Arceus is serving. OMG. Arceus is serving. This is really funny. Wait, hold on. It got a little darker outside. What? My exposure is still the same, but it still looks super dark. Sorry if my camera looks a little dark. God, how could they do you like that? I just, you know, like Arceus when he's not sitting is just like this. Let's do a comparison here. Look at these guys. These guys like have like creature to them, right? They're like backs are bent, their dumpies are out. But Arceus, they literally just told Arceus to sit, and then Arceus sat his ass down. He was just like plop, but he's not even looking up. You know, it's not even like a dog where it's like you tell a dog to sit, it goes. Hur. He sat and it started brooding. Loaf, hello, Fo. How you doing? Actually, just Loaf. Really cute. So you have the embroidery here. I didn't realize like all of these. I didn't realize how much green was in the face here. What's nice is that this is real fabric. They actually chose like a gold minky to put here. I like that attention to detail. They could have just painted it, but they put real. Wait, right? Hold on. Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah. There's a seam line here. They could have just painted over it like they did here with the fronts of the paws. It's a little more noticeable. I wonder when Arceus was made, because it might be that like what I'm guessing is that as they start making more and more plushies, they figure out how they can not necessarily do things better, but they could be more conservative and they can save more time. Like they can save more time when making it. They can make the process like more efficient or whatever, which also means that they might take more like shortcuts. You honestly can't tell from every. What is this? Arceus has boots. Look. That's so interesting. So rather than actually making this out of like minky, they dyed it. But for some reason, I'm guessing this minky can't hold the dye well, the minky that they chose. So they dyed another fabric that can hold the color better and then slipped it right over the top like a sock. What the heck? Yeah, look, you can actually see like where they you can actually see like where they sewed it. Certified Pokemon boots made with leather. Yeah, you would think so. However, I will say I actually hate this fabric. So a lot of plushies nowadays are made with this fabric. It's a thinner fabric than actual minky. And it's thinner so that and it can hold color better. And a lot of plushies nowadays, they get around actually using the real material by just dyeing it. And so at least with like Palkia, there's a reason why they did it. It already has a lot of detail to it, and this just saves a little bit of like time. But when you look at this and you're just like, look, they put the socks on the arms too. What the fuck? Hold on, let's look at his design. Arceus. So technically, Arceus does not have little booties. It's a part of his structure. But they decided to put the booties on here so that they didn't have to actually add the fabric. Damn, that makes me sad. I'll show you guys some. So these are made out of a different fabric. Sorry, they're a little dusty. This is even thinner. This isn't even soft at this point, but they get around actually making clothing by just printing the clothing directly on the plush. So this is the minky up here. You actually have like the hair. But honestly, really disappointed with these ones because this has no texture to it. It's just flat. It sucks. Like, look, you can see how thin the fabric is. That's it. Versus like minky has thickness to it. It has plushness to it. It has like, it makes me sad that they're taking shortcuts. Here's another example. So another thing that they commonly do too, so like here on Arceus, you have this stiffer, like, it's the same one. I guess it's similar to like the armor that Dialga and Palkia have. Except in this case, in order to make it stand up, they glued it one to another, which works out really well. And then you get an even like thinner form of that to make these like smaller details here. Feels awful. Feels awful to get like these earrings here. Obviously you have the embroidery on the face. You have a little bit of minky here. You have a little bit of minky on the face, and then the body is just printed. And it sucks. There definitely are benefits to dyeing your fabric. Obviously, trying to recreate these details on a plush this small would be impossible if you weren't able to print it. I get it. But like, I mean, come on. You put so much effort into Dialga and Palkia, and in Arceus God, you're just like, we're just gonna give you socks and slippers. We're gonna give you gloves and socks and call it a day. Damn. Arceus does look like the picture. He sucks a little. But it's okay. Didn't think I'd get learning plush logistics for my life bingo, but here I am. Yeah! I like looking at how these are made because they're so small. What? How tall is this guy? He's about 6 inches tall. So like, imagine a regular plushie that's like this big, right? That's about like 12 inches tall. Trying to get all the details on that plushie. Now shrink it like half by half and then see how they try to make it come together. Like, I think that's really cool. Palkia does have a little tail. The tail, rather than being an extension of the body, the tail's pretty chonky. Like, it just looks like they like stuck it at the end. They stuck it on at the end. He does have like these little, like the little neck ruffle things on the side here. Does have this alternate like color minky here on the chest. But it's real. Look, you can see where they attach the gloves. It doesn't look good. Like, you have to think about those things when making plushies. Like, yeah, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look professional. It means that like they didn't put a lot of effort into trying to hide those details. Sag. All right, Arceus. I don't think I have a match for you, actually. Well, okay. The only match that I do have would be like the other legendary, like almost dragon type I have is Cresselia. I think Cresselia actually got recently. So the last time I bought from the Pokemon Center was 2 years ago, but for like Secret Santa of last year, I had asked for 3 plushies from the Pokemon Center. So Cresselia was one of them. I'm not particularly attached to this one, but out of the options that I had, I was like, you know what? I think Cresselia would be cool. I like to collect like I like to collect plushies anyways. So Cresselia pretty much has like a good shape. I'm not a plush person, but as a car person, I can relate to this with luxury car interiors. Yeah, like there's all like... I love being able to like compare from like hobbies to hobbies, like what's good and what's not. Like that's really cool. Because it's something to be like passionate about, right? You could be like, oh yeah, like this is the material that they use for luxury car interiors. This is why they do it. This is why it's expensive. This is how you clean it. Like that. It's and the same thing with plushies. Like this is the type of material that they use. This is how they choose to put it together, and it's like it's very exciting. It's very cool. All right, Cresselia's face. If you look at the mouth here, like I go. Wah! A little wonky, the nose is a little off to the side. I think that's just the way this plush was made. So that's nothing on the manufacturer. That stuff happens. Really like what they did with the head. This has its own structure separate from the head. So they could have made it where like this was an extension of the head. But like I don't know how else to describe it. Let's see, because in a 2D form, why is she? I know. She's doing the little. You know what? She is the moon goddess, and she's demure and what is it? Mindful. She's mindful and demure. I don't actually know if she has a... Hold on. Cresselia. Ooh, I like how they spell Cresselia. Oh, those are actually her hands. I didn't realize she had hands. I thought... Honestly, Cresselia just reminds me of a duck. She's just a space duck. Look at this. How can you tell me that's not a space duck? But like I get that she's like moon goddess related, so like this is like orbit or whatever. It's very similar to like the moon goddess like the clothing, which I think is really cool how they added like she looks like a space. She looks like she's from space because she has these auras around her, but also she's like representative of like clothing. There's a lot of things going on with her design. So the things I can appreciate. So how to describe this? When you look at Cresselia on a 2D form, you can see she has a head and you can see that she has the crown. And I think they did a really good job with the crown because they exaggerated it. They gave it its own shape. So what they could have just done was just had the body, had the crown, but in order to make it like biologically accurate, biologically, in order to get like an interpretation, like an accurate interpretation of the plush, they enlarged the crown in proportion to the head to make it actually look like a headpiece. And I think that's what makes it look good. And so I appreciate the thought that went into this to make it look like the proportional to the whole thing. This has no structure to it. It's just a regular minky. They didn't use any of like the coarse stuff that's on here. They could have to give it more structure, but honestly, this pretty much stands up on its own. It's not too bad. I like how soft it is. I do prefer like softer fabrics over the hard crunchy ones. This one's interesting. So I don't know if you can hear it. It's a little crunchy. That's because it's not real. This minky is probably made with polyester, so I don't think any of this is cotton. Let's see. It was made in China. All new materials, polyester. Yeah. So none of it is cotton. That's why plushies, I think, have been able to get like softer and softer over time because they just started using like fake materials. But just because it's fake doesn't mean it can't be soft, is I think what I'm trying to say. Like, I think because these threads are either, I don't actually know how polyester is made for plushies. But if you look at softer plushies, they're more likely going to be made out of polyester, because I think cotton is good. But it's more coarse in comparison. I wonder if it's because the size of the actual hairs, it maybe that polyester is smaller, or maybe just the way that they're actually able to assemble the fabric makes it so that like it comes out finer. So whatever the reason is, but if it's softer, it's probably made out of plastic. But this isn't really, it's like soft to the touch, but there is no like lift to it. Minky has like a layer of the hairs where you can actually like brush side to side, right? And you can feel it. But this one, it just feels soft, but you don't feel any of the hairs moving. So if I had to guess, this is a type of material that allows them to print the color directly on it, which is exactly what they did here. But it's a little crunchy. It feels awful. It doesn't feel great. But it gets what it needs to done, and it even stays upward. It could fall flat like this and she loses her like structure, but it's like structurally sound. I hated this when I first saw it. I'm like, oh man, I hate that they use this. But it works. I'm looking at plushies from Monster Hunter, and it's slightly bigger than these, so they have more to work with, I guess. Yeah, exactly. So I think I really like doll clothes. Not for like Barbie dolls, but like Nendoroid dolls. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, so this is my little Soni custom that I had made. It's not really custom, it's just super Sonico hair with a different faceplate, okay? But I bought this outfit, which is so cute, and it matches so well. I think overall the doll looks really good. But one thing I love about doll clothes is the amount of thought and the amount of thought that goes into the design, and the difficulty at which and how difficult it is to actually try to make stuff this big. So if I have a t-shirt, a regular t-shirt, it's like this big on my table, right? And when I run it through a sewing machine, I just keep the fabric the same, and I just run it as it just keeps going through my machine. There's a lot to work with. It takes a little bit longer, but you don't really have to worry about the fabrics getting misaligned as much. You don't have to worry about the fabric not moving underneath your machine at a continuous rate. When you're making stuff like this, the amount of fabric you have to work with is considerably smaller. And when I tried making doll clothes in the past, like, if let's say this is the platform that I have to work with to put the fabric through, my fabric is this big. So once the little like foot is on the fabric and your fabric is going through it like this, as soon as it gets to the end here, it runs out of fabric to pull. Your sewing machine can't pull this fabric anymore, so you have to push it yourself. And when you push it yourself, the stitches may be inconsistent, because normally your machine does that for you, but because there's no more fabric to pull, you're literally like moving it yourself. Yeah. I think it's really interesting. That's why I'm rambling about it. Sorry if it's not your interest. But the more you know. Yeah, if you come onto my stream, you can expect to hear me ramble about how to make stuff, which I think is fun. Educational. That's why it's really cool, like when you start seeing plushies of this size, how they decide to make it happen. Yeah, like round round shapes. You have to make these little like cuts into the fabric. If you imagine like your circle, if you have a circle here, you have to make a little pie wedge in there so that when you sew those pieces together, then it goes from this to this. So that's why like when you look at like round structures, you have these little lines in here because they had to make modifications to the original fabric in order to make it round. Tangents are part of the charm. Yes, the charm. That's what brings you here. Gotta love ramblers and yappers. Oh yeah, I meant to do a disclaimer at the beginning of the stream. There's gonna be a lot of yapping. It's just straight yapping this stream. But I figured you guys know that already. Nah, I have a new appreciation about really detailed soft goods for action figures. Yes! Yippee! My work here is done. So yeah. Oh my god. When I first started making doll clothes, I was using a machine that was broken. It couldn't hold a stitch. So not only was I trying to learn how to get this done, I was trying to figure out how to use that damn machine. And it was awful. It was awful. It made me not want to do it at all. And I sort of carry that with me now. I remember how difficult it was to make it, and I'm like, I'd rather not do that. So at least I was able to buy this. But anyways, back to the plushies. Hold on, I'm gonna put Sonny in the distance. Ta-da! That's so cute. Okay. Cresselia doesn't sit. It's funny, one of the reasons why I wanted to do an unboxing stream is because I saw is it Jaden Draws? I forgot her name. Jaden something. I'm pretty sure you guys know who I'm talking about. She makes a lot of videos, but the drawings are like done by herself and her crew. The Pokemon Center sent her Jaden Animations. Yeah. Jaden Animations. There you go. Hi Various, how you doing? Jaden with the bird. Yeah, she owns a bird, right? Is that the reference, the bird? So the Pokemon Center, because she loved Pokemon so much, the Pokemon, she owns 2 now. Oh, awesome. The Pokemon Center is just like, we're just gonna send you a box of every Pokemon from like I forget what generation it was. Maybe it was generation 1. And she was just like, holy shit, this is so cool. And she unboxed all of them. And she did like a tier list. She's just like, okay, how accurate is this plush? How nice does it look? And does it sit? Like those were the classifications for it to be S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and maybe D tier. Cresselia does not meet that classification. Cresselia does not sit. She does not have... Oh, she does have beans. She does have beans on the bottom here. But it seems like because of the shape of her body, even though the beans are on the bottom... Bro. She sits! Okay. I guess I just had to, push the beans into place. There you go. She's a sitting cutie. Okay, well. Yo, hi Snooey. How you doing? She sit. She really do. She sit. So I guess it helps more with like the dragon types because they already have like, they can sit. These guys are cheating because in whatever form they're freaking jets, and so they like sit down on their stomachs anyways. This is an interesting one. This one has beans, but it doesn't because of the way that it was made, it leans forward a little bit. That one's okay. Let's see this one. I didn't actually go over this one earlier. I freaking love how like it looks like a skeleton, you know? Like in a lot of representations for like you see the skeleton inside of a body, it's lighter on the inside. I just love how it looks like it's like a skeleton. But it is just a little goop. It's a little guy. Duosion, right? Yeah, Duosion just looks like a little ice cream cone. Structurally, very sound. They have the main body, but then I like how they push this one out a little bit. Like when they were designing the structure of this, they decided to put more like fluff. They decided to put more substance here, which I really like. When you squeeze it, you're like, ah, this has dimension to it. So it's not just flat. It looks really good. The embroidery is really sound. It has the little hands. Legs. It's like the arms are here and the legs are here, but because of that, this is probably the Pokemon that sits the best. Like structurally, it's really sound. It sits really well. And then we talked about this earlier. Reuniclus. Oh, it can balance. Oh my god. I love the Solosis family. They're all just little guys. They're so cute, aren't they? And they're green. I love green. Hypothetically, hi Medi. How would you rate its ability to be thrown? Oh, this thing's really throwable. You can chuck this into oblivion. You can also chuck this guy. And no, actually, Solosis is pretty light. You can't really chuck that one. But this one, this has heft to it. This is like doll level heft. So you can chuck this one and this one will go to oblivion. It's perfect. I love it. When will green show on the model? Oh, you mean like this? Surprise! This is my Gargoyle Sunny. I like this version for when I play horror games. It makes me feel like I'm in the mood. But today, she's hulking out. That's so funny. I love that. It's Hulk. All right. We're gonna put Cresselia over with the sitters. That sounds like a weird name. We're gonna do that. It feels like a wave. They're just encroaching on the desk. All right. Let's see who's next. Boosh. Oh, I was so excited about this one. So, is this actually Gen 4 Pokemon? I don't remember. I think it was first introduced in Gen 4. Ascoon. Oh, it has a nose? Look at this guy. He has a nose. I was not expecting that. This one, I would say, it's a Gen 3. Oh, Gen 3. Okay. This guy, I was most excited about because I thought structurally, he would be the most sound. I'm actually feeling him. He's really light. I had Diamond, so I saw Silcoon. You know, I do prefer Silcoon, but Silcoon as a plushie, like on the picture, didn't look great. So that's why I chose Cascoon. But I'm disappointed in this. It's light. There's not a lot of substance to it. The embroidery looks really stark on the skin. Like, this guy actually looks like he has stitches. Yeah, Hoenn Pokemon. Oh, okay. This is Gen 3. Why? I guess I was trying to see another Pokemon that might have these same stitches. So Palkia does have it here. Like, the thickness of the stitches is about the same. But they chose... I don't like this. Because structurally, you can see the little stitches that they made here to actually make the body of the Pokemon, but to add more flair to it, they added this embroidery, but the embroidery just looks so random. Like, like, it's just a little silk cocoon. So obviously, hold on. Yeah, like Cascoon, when you look at its picture, I'd say this is pretty much a literal representation of the Pokemon. However, did I think that they executed it well? No. It looks... I mean, you have the spikes. I mean, the spikes are good. And I guess the spikes are, like, thin enough. But I don't think this is a good representation. Man, I'm so disappointed. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. It tries to stitch one-to-one to its art, but it doesn't translate well. Yeah, I don't think they did a good job with this interpretation. They could have, if you're gonna have spikes, like, give them more structure. It looks and feels really flimsy. I know that if you look at the picture, Cascoon, the spikes are supposed to be really thin and flimsy, but like, the only way that you can actually like be able to make it come to life is to give it thickness. So if you're gonna give it thickness, just give it thickness. You know what I mean? Like, this is just... Damn! I'm actually really disappointed with this guy. That sucks. Okay, we're just gonna leave him aside. I don't have an equivalent for him. I just thought it was cute. Alright, moving on. It's funny because I'm just grabbing Pokemon out of the bag. Or out of the box, but they're all wrapped in plastic, so I can't even tell what they are. I'm gonna try to guess. Alright, I am not looking. I'm just gonna take this guy out of the bag and I'm gonna try to guess who he is. I don't remember every Pokemon that I put in this order on purpose. I didn't look back to see who it was so that I could guess. What is this? Oh, okay. So there's like a little extension here. Is that rubber? There's like a bulbous thing here. I can't tell if that's the head. What is this? That's not the tag. It's a coarse, it reminds me of like a leather type thing, except it's just very light. So whatever this is fake. There's two of these. Is this the head? I can't tell. There's another one here. What Wait, okay, I have to think. What Pokemon has this? Whoa! Alright, so there's two on this end. Two right here. Does it sit like this? Or is it like upside down? Wait! No. Yeah! Wait. Is it Scopy? Oh no! Oh my god! Look at him! Them, I should say. Look at them. It's Combi. So Combi was actually the Pokemon. I was not particularly attached to this Pokemon, but I thought it was so cute, and it was actually a higher price for this one. This one was the this one was like $16.99. Obviously, that doesn't. I would just. I get, but by comparison, like the newer Pokemon that they add versus the older Pokemon. But wow. Oh, interesting. So they actually, this is reflective. That's pretty cute. I felt this, and I'm like, what is this? And it's just like a little. It's not stretchy. It's not meant to be stretchy. These two faces are like identical, and then this one on the bottom here is really cute. It actually has the red. Structurally, it looks like this one has like a little bit of a divot in, so it makes it look like the face is going in that direction. But otherwise, it's pretty. This is pretty accurate. I'd say this is a combi. This one looks a lot better made, right? Right. So I can tell that when they were thinking about how to do this, do you see how this is like a barrel almost? It's like a barrel type. They filled it in. They're like, you know what? If we're gonna have like a 3-dimensional shape, hold on, let me combi. Yeah. Okay, so when you look at combi structurally is very rigid. And so they're like, okay, if we're gonna translate this into a plushie, we can't make it super rigid, but we can give it just a little bit of shape. But I like how they just filled it in. It's just so like, so firm. I'm gonna go grind Marvel Rivals. See ya, Sonny. Good luck with the plushies. Thanks for stopping by, Medi. Have fun. Have fun in the basement. In the Mabo Weibo basement. The bottom guy actually has beans that he sits. This one sits. But it feels empty. I wonder if they had put more beans in here, if it would have like fallen over. Because technically the top part is heavier than the bottom part. But I'm guessing by making this like have less stuff at the bottom, that it allows it to balance better. Because if this is super full, then it's just gonna rock like this. So I guess that would make sense. Yeah, like this part right here, and because in a combi it's just flat because it's just a honeycomb. It's very like flat and structured, but they made it push out a little bit. So that definitely gives it more shape. And it would have been like, I think, way too compact had they tried to keep it in this shape as well. So I like how they filled it out. It looks really good. This is a combi. 10 out of 10. You can see my affinity for bug type Pokemon. Actually, I think my favorite types to use would have to be Psychic, Bug, and Grass types. Bee! Hi, bee! I know it's a bee! It's bees! It's super cute. Really well made. Much better than this guy. I'm disappointed with him. Alright. Who's next? Me, I was like, maybe... Okay, you know, I'll bring out this one. This one's actually like one of my favorites. In terms of its representation, I think they did a gorgeous job with this Pokemon. And I'll explain it in a second. Cherim! Wait, this is Cherim, right? Not Cherubi? Yeah, Cherim. So this guy is just a little Sakura. Super cute, right? But there's just something about the way that they did the face. Like, if you look at the picture of Cherim, Cherim has his mouth open. It looks a little like no brain, like nothing inside of those eyes, right? But I love the way that they translated it. It looks really good. And also, so how they did the petals, it's plush. So like they have the fabric one on top of each other, but they chose a fabric that has like more of a lift to it. So I love just like feeling it and messing with it. I love just like pushing my thumbs into the fabric because it has a little bit of poof to it. It has a little bit of like stuff in it. The little balls are super firm here. They're really nice. You could just like massage them into the head. You have this little guy just attached to the front, and you can't see any of the threads where it's attached. All you see is just a little mark here in order for them to make the face round, but structurally it's really sound. It's really like they were able to get the point across while it's still really simplistic in the way that they executed it. Again, this is firm here. the head is softer than these, than this. And then on the body, even though like this is just one sheet of fabric, it feels like clothing. And it's like, it's such a good representation of the Pokemon. I'm really, really happy with this one. I like, and it's very like, it's very cute, very Sonicore. And so, yeah, Karim is one that I have already. I cherish this one. This one's very cute. There isn't a Pokemon that's there isn't a Pokemon that I got that's related to this, and I mentioned liking psychic, bug, or grass type Pokemon, so this is a grass type here. Wait, really? Alright. Oh! Okay, we only got 2 Pokemon left. So then I'm gonna take a peek. Okay, I know who the last 2 Pokemon are. Can I match them with any of the other Pokemon I have? No. Yes, I can match one. So I'll do another set of the ones I already have. Ta-da! Mesprit and Uxie, part of the trio of legendaries. They did not have a Zelf at the time that I had wanted them. That's why I got Cresselia, actually, because they didn't have a Zelf. These ones, I was like, these are mid. They're okay. It's just a plush. It's just the embroidery on the face. And then they have the 2 little tails, which are made out of a pretty disgusting feeling material. It's pretty like, it's hard right here. It doesn't feel great. But it does the job, because at least they have like their tails or whatever. They're made out of the same color Minky. And they're like, Uxie is a little deformed. Don't like that. I know, rip a Zelf. Rip a Zelf. A Zelf would have looked just as derpy as like the rest of these. Yeah, they feel so deep fried. They are deep fried. And I was just disappointed with these guys. I'm like, where's the love? Come on, guys. Where's the love? Yeah, so that's that. So those are 2 legendaries I already have, waiting for a Zelf. This is looking really claustrophobic, so I'm just gonna have a little more space like that. Very good. This one I was really excited about, but the translation is a little bad. Jirachi. Jirachi looks super, super cute as a Pokemon. I think a big part of why this one wasn't successful was because the eyes couldn't be further apart. If you look at Jirachi, like one of the reasons it's cute is because it has the very like kawaii face where like the eyes are far apart, but then the mouth sort of brings it together. But right now the eyes are close together and the mouth is really big. So it just looks like it's staring. It's just staring at you. Jirachi is one of my faves. The Jirachi movie was so cute. I really, really liked Jirachi because it felt like no matter... Like, it just wanted to make people happy. And I love that kind of, like, innocence to it. You just... It doesn't think about it, it just does it, you know? And that's what's really endearing about Jirachi. It has the little tags. You can see here, you can see where they had tied it on. Not great. I don't like it when they show that kind of stuff, but it's like, I get it. Maybe you couldn't have done it any other way. The little wings that it has, very similar to Latios. It has like... Interestingly enough though, it's not like this. This has structure to it. I don't know what kind of fabric they use for this, or maybe they put something in between, but this has structure. This doesn't have structure. They just put the plush fabric together, so it's like little wings. But also, yeah, a little freaky. Yeah, especially with the little things down by its eyes. It's like, and this is so stark. Jirachi does have a little like line here for like an eyeball, you know, but it stands out so much just because of the light colors of the actual plush itself. I will say that the shape of the head falls like flat. They could have added more shape to it. gave it a little more life, but they didn't. So I'd say Jirachi's pretty mid. The Jirachi plush is pretty mid. I want to know when these plushies were made, and I want to see if over time they started cutting corners. That's what I assume. I mean, if you're making a lot of these plushies, and like, I get it, they can be expensive, they can be time consuming, you want to find ways to do it better. But like, don't sacrifice the quality, please. Don't sacrifice the quality. Alright, we're gonna open up a new Pokemon. This one's not related to the others. I was really excited about this one because structurally it looked really well made. And it looks to be well made. I wanted to get its evolution. The evolution looked like shit. So that's why I didn't buy it. So ready, drum roll. Well, bam! Snow Interesting. He's not as pointy as I thought he was gonna be. He's a little flat. He's definitely wide. I don't know why they prioritize wide over like tall, like triangular, but they made it so that it looks like the tip of the head is like directly attached to the plush. They made it. Like, they made the cape wider than the plush, like almost too wide. Interesting. I thought that this guy looked like it was gonna be structurally sound. It's empty. Like, this guy, like, look how flat. Look how flat. He's so flat. Where's the structure? Where's the... Huh? I was worried about this. This absolutely, because these are printed, right? This is the fabric that they use to print. I knew it was gonna feel bad. Not as soft as actual, like, minky. Not as soft as the material that the Pokemon's made out of. It's okay. This is mid. This is another mid Pokemon. Alright, but he sits. So Snorunt is Snorunt, he sits. We're gonna stack him over there. Alright. We're getting to the end. I'm gonna save the last one for the other two. So now I'm gonna introduce like the next 3 Pokemans that I have. Alright, ready? Shoot! Gardevoir and Kirlia. Really enjoyed having them on my teams. I love psychic types because they're so powerful. At least I try to choose like psychic types that have a really good special attack. Because it just feels really good to do a shit ton of damage. But also, when I was younger, I didn't know strategy. I didn't know how to use buffs. And so I was like, if I could just find a strong Pokemon, then I'll just roll with that. And so Gardevoir's Confusion was really, really good. Structurally, the Kirlia is definitely done better. They made it so that you have the plush underneath and then they just added this fabric on top. I hate feeling the edges, the direct edges of the fabric like this because it's rough, but I get it. It's more like a piece of clothing, and so it's going to be like that. Arms are a little wonky, but that could be forgiven. I think the most important thing was the face. The face was really well made. They added some lift here so that when you look at it head on, it actually has some dimension to it, which I'm happy about. This feels a little flimsy. Overall, she's really, really thin. She's definitely like one of the lighter Pokemon sitting cuties. This is made out of just felt. Feels awful. I don't like it, but it gets the job done. Overall, I'd say she's good. She's good. And you have Gardevoir. I don't know. You look at that face, you're like, that is one derpy looking face. It's okay. You have her little like thingies here, which work. They gave shape to the head. I like they actually made it like creature, which is nice. Arms are okay. Chest is really thin. But I think the worst part are the legs. Literally no substance to these. They just dangle. But it's like I get it because when she's sitting down like this, then the legs just like sit like outward. She sits. Curlia barely sits. It's fine. This looks awful. However they decided to design the skirt, it looks like they should have. It's almost like they should have started the skirt higher up, although then it wouldn't have covered the legs. So it's really weird how they chose to design this one because it looks like it's just like an octopus over the legs. Hello? Are we back? Oh, okay. It seems like my chat disconnected on OBS, but that's okay. As long as you guys can still hear me. Yeah, my Wi-Fi just died suddenly. That's the first time that has happened. I don't know what to do, so I just waited it out and it looked like it was okay. Well, okay. Yippee! We're back, I think. Can I get yeses in the chat if we're back? Welcome back. Oh, alright. That works too. Thank you, Salty. Yeah, these guys were mid. We back. These guys were okay. They were mid. Whatever. It's not whatever. I want good quality plushies! I feel like I should separate them from mid to not. These guys are mid. Good. Arceus was mid. They were okay. Latias was okay. Cresselia, like, honestly, Cresselia's mid. They're so mid, you two killed your stream. That's what I get for criticizing them on stream. This one's mid, this one's mid, this one's mid, this one's good. Alright, mid comes off stream. You know what's great though, even though that they're mid? On a shelf, they look good at a distance. Okay, so last 3 Pokemon. So this one, I absolutely needed to have it. It was my first sitting cutie. Also, my favorite Pokemon when I was a kiddo. I actually don't have a sitting cutie for... Okay, hold on. Wait, I'll explain this one first. So, bought this one off like secondhand. It was in a package. It was still in really good quality. Apparently, I think now you can buy it from the Pokemon Center. But I think for a while, they didn't have a lot of sitting cuties in stock. And so bought this one secondhand, but Mew. I'd say this is a pretty good representation. This is a floating pink cat. It's a floating pink cat. And look at the tail. The tail structurally sound. They actually did attach it to the back of the head. It's pretty good. I noticed that my stream is really, really bright. Is it okay if I turn it down a little bit? I don't know. Is that too dark? Does it look too dark? It does actually look really dark. Mew, cute. Yeah, it's definitely, I was so happy when I got this sitting cutie, and it started the trend. I needed to have more after. Eyes are really accurate, placed well in the face. I like how Mew doesn't have a mouth in here. If it did have a mouth, in which some of the plushies do, it looks derpy as heck. Just type in Mew plushie into Google and you'll see all the different types of plushies. The soda pop plush. The Pokemon Center does have a line called the soda pop plush line, and those plushies are really cute. They actually have a Solosis. Then they have a Mew too. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, they have the... Oh, look at the little Chikorita. Sometimes they're like a little bit alternative colors. Oh, it looks like they're actually made of a different material, but I might hate it. They have a Blossom. Oh, the Blossom's so cute. Yeah, Jigglypuff. The Solosis is a tail, but I hate it. It looks... they didn't use Minky on that one. The type of fabric on that one is so icky. Icky gross. The Meryl's cute. They actually use Minky for that one. Yeah. Are you gonna get the life-size Gardevoir? Hell no. That... I don't think they should have made that in the first place, to be honest. I don't think that was a good idea at all. Did they do it? Yes. Do people want it? Yes. Do I think they should have made it? No. Why can't we have good things? I mean, technically it is... Ugh, whatever. Anyways. Yeah, look at the little embroidery on the bottom. Just gives it a little bit of texture. I think the arms could have had a little bit more, like, fluff, like, plush to them. They're a little thin in comparison to the body. Like the way they did the shape of the body. It looks really real. They put more fluff in the feet. Sometimes you have to deny the people. Honestly, we need to deny the people more. Please. Please. Really good. This goes in the Hall of Fame. Very last plush. Was super excited to get this one because it just looked like a little guy. The feet and tail of the charm points. Oh yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I think I like the face the most. Because it looks like Mew. It really does. Alright. Ready? Oh! He's so chunky! He's even more chunky than I thought. Oh my god. Oh, so cute. Look at him. Oh my god. Wow, they really just made the limbs little balls. This guy is ice. He's supposed to be rigid, but look at him. They just made him so fat. That's really cute. Okay. They could have given the little crystals on his back more structure. This is misaligned. This is one of the lower quality plushes. It's okay. Not as good as I thought it was gonna be. But look how chubby he is. He's so cute. Look, he fits in the palm of it. Look! He fits in the palm of my hand. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, all is forgiven because he's chonky. All is forgiven because he's chonky. All right. I will now show you my #1 favorite sitting cutie and what it means to have quality. All right, ready? He accompanies Reggie Ice. It's mother freaking Reggie Gigas. All right, so visually you look at this guy, you're like, oh, that is Reggie Gigas. And then you actually hold him and you're like, holy shit, he has heft to him. But it's not just heft, it's not just shape. He's light. Despite being chonky, he's light. Where's the heft to him? Oh my god. Okay. You hold him and you're like, whoa. You can feel where they distributed the weight on the plush and it makes sense. You hold him and you're like, oh, this is a real little guy. So you have like the main body. The main body is firm. He got beads in here, but he's also like firm plush. See, it's a little dusty. Feels really good. The legs have substance to them so that when he sits well. Freaky Gigas. And in the arms, they made the arms so that in order to have this kind of heft without it sagging, they made the arms longer. Let's see. Let's look at Reggie Gigas. Reggie Gigas. Yeah, so when you look at Reggie Gigas's form, the places where you would put weights are not the same. Like the where they put the weight here is not the same as in the image. But they translated it so well. It looks so good. This is my most favorite translation. Actually, the Reuniclus was pretty good too. This is a really, really good translation of the Pokemon. But Reggie Gigas would have to be my favorite. Look at the way that like... Okay, the embroidery is on point. It's clean. It's really cool in that the little circular pieces, they actually... So like they had it fill in, but then they have like a little circle on the outside that just gives it another pizzazz. Like this. Like here. It gives it another layer. And then they actually did embroidery for the designs on the arms. And because it stiffens up the fabric, but it would weaken the arm shape a little bit. They made sure that it had enough like substance to it so that it would hold up. You look at the wrist. They made an actual little tube here, and then they attached the tube to the end of the arm rather than it being just a sleeve, for example, like Cresselia, rather than it just being a really flimsy sleeve, they filled it and then they attached it. The same thing with his arms here. It looks like it feels like he has little inflatables on his arms. You can see the little fingies. The fingies are not, they're real fingies, and they're not made out of this little like tough fabric stuff. These are real fingies. They made sure that the end of the hand actually has a real dark minky. It's not just colored. None of this has any of the printed color. This is all real fabric. All real fabric. And then you can see the little feet. It has the embroidery at the end. It's okay if it doesn't have like the grass structure, but it still has the color here. And he sit. And he sit. He sit perfect. Yes. This is... Pray to the Reggie Gigas. This is it. He is the Pokemon. Yeah, sitting cutie. We did it, guys. That's it. That's the whole haul. A total of... How many do I have? Oh, God. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 total plushies. That's actually not as much as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a bigger number, but that's pretty good. Great haul. Yes, very good haul. I want to see the percentages of the new ones that I got. How many of them did I actually like? Like in terms of quality. Oh, I'm off screen. Mommy. I'm gonna disappear. Box. We're gonna ratio it, guys. We're gonna make a ratio. Okay, let's see. It should have been, let's see, 1, push them off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, I only got 9 plushies? I guess I did, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, Cresselia's not in there. Hold on. Oh, I got less plushies than I thought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plushies. My bad. So out of the 8 plushies, 1, 2, 3. Combi was good. Palkia was good. Latias was good. 1, 2, 3. Reuniclus was good. I'd say these guys were about mid. So half of the plushies were good and half of the plushies were mid. And then out of the original Pokemon that I had, I want to do the same ratio. I should just toss these back in the box. Go in there. Can't wait to organize them on my shelf. Need a bigger shelf. I was literally already stacking the sitting cuties on top of each other, but now there's literally not gonna be any room. Alright, so the original Pokemon that I had. Alright, so the ones not in this are Mesprit, Uxie, and Cresselia. Because those ones I got recently. So out of the original 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Pokemon that I had, Dialga was good, Mew was good, Regigigas is awesome, Solosis is good, Duosion is good, Latios is good, and Cherim. And then these ones were the mid ones. So now maybe it goes down to generation. However, the generations were made at different times. So I don't think we can even go by generation because they're releasing them out of order. And I don't even know in what order that they produced these plushies in the first place. So it'd be interesting to see if there is a pattern going on. If maybe the older quality ones are just better because they were willing to put in the time and resources to them. And maybe there are newer plushies that are just as good. Or if it's just that these lower quality plushies are, I don't know, maybe the time saver ones. Good stuff, guys. Super happy. Thank you guys again. Thank you to those of you who donated to my Ko-Fi to make this happen. So happy. I have them. So happy I have their matches. It was really fun to be able to compare all the plushies as well. Love yapping. Love yapping about how things are made. You guys always learn something when you come to my streams. So yeah, I think we'll wrap it up soon. Maybe we can sit and chat a little bit. And then after that, I'm gonna go get lunch. And then I have a lot of things that I need to get done today. I have a convention next weekend, and so I'm prepping for that. And I don't want to do anything tomorrow. So that's why I'm gonna just crank it out today, try to get everything done today so I could just relax and do whatever I want tomorrow. So that's the goal. Love yapping, love yappers. As it is. As it is in this kind of profession. Thanks for stream. Thanks to you guys for coming. I'm so happy to be able to share this with you guys. Like, Pokemon for me has been a hyperfixation that has never left since childhood. Let me let me tell you guys, I was the kid who okay, I think of a very specific moment in my life when I went to a daycare during the summertime, and I would bring my little Pokemon guidebooks with me every day. Whether or not I would use it, I would bring it with me every day. And I realized that is just what a little kid with who's neurospicy does. If that wasn't a sign, I don't know what was. But it's so funny because like that feeling of wanting to bring something in the case that you might end up using it. Such a mood. But then I would bring those guidebooks, I would flip through them. Whenever we would talk about Pokemon, I would just flip through it and be like, ah, yeah, this is the moves. And then I would try to memorize the moves. And then at some point, I roped in my friends to start like role-playing Pokemon. We tried to do like invisible battles out like on a field. And I was so like, I wanted it to be real so bad. I wanted Pokemon to be real so bad. I remember looking up at the tops of the buildings and trying to imagine Pokemon like just running across them, or like the Pokemon that we'd see in day-to-day life. And then I literally dragged other people into my delusion. It was crazy. Because they're like, ah, yes, I see the Pokemon there too. And I was just like, I was so like, if I could wish it hard enough, maybe it could be easier to try to imagine them being real. And no matter how hard I tried, it took so much concentration, I couldn't do it. I'm unlocking repressed memories right now. How old was I? I don't remember. But that was fun because I found a group of other people who like they would also like, we would either pretend to be trainers or we'd pretend to be Pokemon. And it was really funny because like I wanted to be Mew because I just wanted to be like meow. Go around being like I can't do it anymore. Or I wanted to be Pachirisu. I was really attached to Pachirisu, and I wanted the Pachirisu like plush too, but the Pachirisu looks so derpy, Jirachi level derpy, and I'm like, I don't think so. I was Pachirisu. One of my friends was... Dude, I don't remember the Pokemon that she chose. No, I was Mew. My friend was Pachirisu. Because we both like Pachirisu. But she was a really good Pachirisu. She'd be like, Pachirisu! Or something like that. And I would like pinch her cheeks too. And she'd be like, ee! And I'm like, ah, you're so cute. And then, oh, I don't remember what the other person, the Pokemon they chose. But we would just like jump around the yard and just say the Pokemon. It would just be the Pokemon. I definitely had the most fun when I was role-playing as a kid. There was another daycare that I was at where I was like, where we were like fairies with like special powers. And I chose poison. I was a poison type fairy. At the ripe old age of, I don't know, first grade. It's funny, I look back at these memories very fondly, but saying them out loud is it's embarrassing. LMAO, the toxic era started young. I have some of those drawings. When I was like designing what my fairy would look like. Fun time. The friend that I was hanging out with every day, they could draw better anime style than I could. They could draw better than me, and I remember always trying to like, they would draw something and then I would try to like copy it to learn. But like they essentially introduced me to anime style because I was not introduced to it. And the only other exposure that I had to anime at that time were the VCR tapes of the Pokemon movies. They only had a few and they never put them on. That was really sad because they felt like coveted. It was just like, oh, the Pokemon movies. And all I knew at the time was Pokemon, and it might have just been Pokemon. I think there may have been like a Sailor Moon VCR in there somewhere, but would never watched it. And makes me really bitter because I wish I was exposed to anime sooner. I wish I had watched all those classic shows because I feel like I really would have loved them. But my anime delusion started with drawing them first, not really knowing what anime style was, but really, really liking it. Yeah, good times. When were you guys introduced to Pokemon? Did you ever watch it, play it? Do you still follow it now? As I got older, it got harder for me to keep up with the series because, well, my family may or may not have spent a lot of money trying to get games. So then when I got older, they weren't willing to spend. I guess not that it was happening in the first place, but they weren't willing to spend on games either. And so then I just wasn't playing games. And then even when I got older, I wasn't buying new consoles because I knew I wouldn't play them all the time, which is really like funny because I played the heck out of the Wii. So I don't know why I assumed I just wouldn't like make use of like a Nintendo 3DS or something. I didn't get a 3DS until I was an adult, actually. Yeah, so even when new games would come out, it's like my parent always told me, wait a couple years and then it'll get cheap enough for you to actually buy and play it. And I'd be like, okay. And he was like, never play a game at full price. That's just the way that I lived. Even now, even when new games come out, I'm like, I don't pay full price for games. LMAO, and then Nintendo games rarely get cheaper, hence why I just didn't keep up with Pokemon. Pokemon Sapphire. Oh shoot, hold on. Sorry, chat's super small, so I have to pull it up on my phone. Okay. The first movie on VHS. My older cousin gave me his copy of Blue to play when I was super tiny. What was it? The pilot episodes. Whoa. The VHS tapes. I grew up with Pokemon from the first season and played Yellow. It's red, yellow. What were the original? Hold on. What were the original games? Red, blue, and yellow. So you had yellow. Pokemon Sapphire was the first game you owned yourself. Sapphire was on the Game Boy, right? Or did they even have Sapphire before that, actually? I do have a copy of Sapphire and Ruby, which I think are really valuable now, but I don't think I even got past the prologue on one of them. I borrowed a copy of Blue at the time, but ultimately I started with Diamond. Yeah, Diamond and Pearl was my introduction. I think it's pretty much... You pretty much know how old you are by what generation of Pokemon you got into. I've never actually played a Pokemon game. I think my brother had a few cards and I watched the very first movie, but I've been very disconnected from the franchise in general. Yeah, that's valid. I feel like you either grew up with it and loved it or you didn't. But I feel like it's the same with like Kingdom Hearts. I never played Kingdom Hearts or like Final Fantasy. Even Digimon. I hear that like Digimon at least evolved with its viewers. So now I hear it's more like adults, and the series are really good, but Pokemon just for whatever reason, I don't know, decided to stay in the era for years and years and years. And even now, like, I guess technically they graduated Ash, right? Or Pikachu. And they still have them, so yeah. Oh, there's always a Steam sale to wait for. Even games on sale, I can't guarantee that I'll even play them at all. So I'm like, I have to be very wise, because I feel like I could very easily get into the rabbit hole of being like, okay, I'm gonna play this game. Like, I want this game because I want it, but am I ever gonna play it? Blue, red, and yellow are the first games, though JP also had green. Oh, interesting. Unironically, yeah, it's a pretty big indicator. Good morning, Sonny. Hello, Knives. Welcome to stream. We're just talking about our introductions to Pokemon, if you had one. I need to get around to playing Final Fantasy just so I can play one of the RPG staples. Yeah, I feel like I've missed out on so much. So many series that have been like critical to people's upbringing or like just their experience with like anime related media. Yeah, Ash graduated after he became champion. Ooh, I loved Pokemon Rangers. Oh, Pokemon Rangers was fun. I think the game was corrupted. So I couldn't play to a certain extent. Same thing with Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I wanted to play that so bad after it came out, but both files were corrupted, and so I couldn't play either of them. And then because of that, then I never played Black and White after that. Let's see. Hold on. What is this? Pokemon game series in order. Alright. Yeah, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, and Soul Silver. Those were the remakes, right? Of Gold and Silver. And then there's Black and White. Didn't play Black and White. There's Black and White too. I did play X and Y. I played X, not Y. I enjoyed X a lot, actually. I heard of Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. I was gonna wait for those to get cheaper to play. Still haven't played them yet. Sun and Moon. I played Moon. I hated Moon. I had a really hard time trying to play through that game. It took me forever just to get anywhere. And then I tried because I had bought the game from someone. I'm like, because I bought it, I'm gonna play it. But I hated it so much. And then I tried Ultra Moon because I'm like, okay, Ultra Moon, I will try to make it good. And so far, it hasn't been anything different. And then the Let's Go Pikachu EV games, and then Sword and Shield. I'm still like, is Sword and Shield good? Wait, but there's after Sword and Shield now, right? Isn't it like, what are the newest games? Isn't there something past Sword and Shield? you can always start or stream, and I totally would love to play Pokemon on stream. I think that would be one of my motivators to keep going. I think the hardest part with Pokemon for me has been repetition, because it's so repetitive. I just get bored. So oftentimes I would need to like watch, have something on in the background, but then I would get distracted and then I couldn't. and then I couldn't keep paying attention. My favorites will always be Mystery Dungeon. I did play Mystery Dungeon. Let's see, Pokemon. I played Explorers of Darkness. But at the time, it was too... I couldn't actually finish it. It was, too hard. Like, I would get to Palkia, and I just couldn't defeat Palkia. And I think at the time, I didn't know what grinding was. And so I didn't know that I had to increase my level a lot in order to actually be able to, like, finish the game, I think. But I ended up losing the game, which made me so heartbroken because it was an actual physical copy of the game. I think it was gifted to me for like a birthday or something. And so I was so sad when I had lost it. I was actually, the day before, I was playing it at a park. And then I thought that the only time I would have lost it, it would have been because I had dropped it in the wood chips. So then the next day before school, I had asked my mom if I could go back to that park to search the wood chips, and we did. And she said yes because she knew how attached I got to very specific things. And I was really glad. She was just like, it's not going to be there. The entire time she was trying to talk me out of it. But I'm like, I have to see it for myself. Yeah. And I had to say goodbye to that after that, and I wanted to get it back on the DS, but I think at that time, because I think at the time the programs were shifting and it was starting to become more dangerous to do the things that my mom was doing before, and so she had just stopped. Cute KB. KB? What's KB? I've only completed Fire Red on an emulator. Otherwise, I watched a few episodes that aired on Cartoon Network and played the TCG a handful of times. Yeah. Oh, keyboard. Yeah! This keyboard was gifted to me. It's so cute, isn't it? It's great. I am not really into bears, but the aesthetic is just so cute. I love it. I just can't say no to it. Yeah, episodes on Cartoon Network. I would wake up at 6 in the morning to watch it. Not that I really like slept in anyways, because growing up, my mom was very much like, you don't sleep in and you don't spend a lot of time like you don't spend, you don't wake up and immediately watch TV, or you don't wake up and immediately like play on your DS or your Game Boy or whatever. We would like go out and do things. Is that very normie? I had a very normie mom. And so I remember though that time, that 30-minute slot, or even sometimes an hour if we got lucky, where I got a glimpse of the Pokemon TV show, it made me so happy. I think had, I guess, streaming services been a thing as a kid, I would have really, really, really enjoyed that. Because it helps if I can like binge it, because otherwise I'll forget about it. And the TCG also collected cards growing up, but definitely parents were like, this is a waste of money. We're not buying you any of this. And I'm like, no, but I want it. And then we ended up selling our Pokemon cards, I'd say maybe about 2018. And that was a couple years before the Pokemon boom. And so I think out of like 200 cards or something, we got like $50 or $60 back, which I think is pretty good because we had some like older cards that were gifted to us, but we couldn't tell if they were also like OG or not. Yeah, had we just held on to those cards a little bit longer, they would have been a lot more valuable, but as it goes, you know. Thanks for stream. I'll be off to Wotake practice. Enjoy, Various! Keep up the great work. I had been starting to practice again because I want to go in with the crowd next weekend. So, let's practice. Woohoo! Sword and Shield had Raihan and Leon as characters, so it wasn't all that bad. Yeah, I noticed that the characters really make or break the game. However, I noticed that the like designs, like the Pokemon designs have always been abstract, but maybe I don't think they're as good because I didn't grow up with them, you know? I think Pokemon very much has that, I wouldn't necessarily say stigma around it, but it's the argument of like, what's the best generation, like what's considered good and what's considered bad, and it's hard to tell because it definitely depends on when your entrance into the series was. But sometimes I look at the new people like, yeah, you have colors, but where's your substance? Like, where is your... And maybe it's because I haven't interacted with them much in terms of like personality, you know? Seeing them in different things. Yeah, that's why some people do Nuzlockes just to spice up their runs. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. It does make me remember that I homebrewed my DS so I could definitely play Pokemon. Yeah. Like, honestly, you had to do what you had to do. Yeah, I couldn't start playing games early in the day either. Yeah. Man, I wish I could just be like in bed and playing a game. I'm an adult. I can do that now. Do I? No, because I'm not used to it. Did you have an allowance? I did not have an allowance as a kid. I think we weren't requested to do a lot of chores to begin with, which is very funny because like as my sister and I got into adulthood, we ended up just doing all that stuff anyways, just from seeing our mom be so diligent with stuff. But we didn't have control of our own money. Like even the money that was given to us from like family members and stuff, they wouldn't let us spend it. Or the money would instead go to other things that we needed to, which I think is like, it felt I mean, it's just the way I grew. It felt very normal to me because it's like, oh, we need the money instead to like pay for this or pay for that. It's just like, okay. I think it's not like I needed it so much anyways. I just wanted a lot of things, but I guess like because of that, I have in my head that it's bad to want things. And so it definitely made it harder to want to buy things for myself when I was older. But I think as it happens, like a lot of people struggle with the same thing, like immigrant families too, so. Then when I got older and I actually had my own money, may have went on buying sprees. Definitely use buying stuff as a crutch some points. But recently, like within the past like I'd say half year, I've done a really good job of reducing my spending and just like not spending because I can. And I feel like honestly, you just have to experience it. I don't think there's anything that you can really think about doing other than just doing it. And then the nice thing is that once you do it, then you can have the self-control in the future. And so it's a good skill to learn. Albeit at a price. Yeah, the TCG is insane right now. one pack of Pokemon cards for $15 is fucking wild. But it also helps, like, $15 does not go very far nowadays. Scary. Yep, all depends on what your first game gen was. Retail therapy. Actually, my goal in the next couple months is to try to sell the things that I don't need. It's a really nice feeling when you're able to sell something that you don't need anymore, because it's like, okay. Then I feel like it wasn't a total waste, even if it meant I had to put time into actually packaging it, shipping it, advertising it, whatever. At least I feel like I did something with it. The freedom of going crazy with your own money. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's like, I can't be like, take it from me, kid. Don't spend all your money. It's like, nah, you just gotta live through it. Well done. Thank you, Misfits. I appreciate it. I'm struggling with not spending right now. It's hard. Once you start, it's really hard to stop. It's possible. I could tell you from the flip side that it's possible. But it just may take a long time to build that habit for sure. The EV packs right now are 15. It's insane. Yeah. The only time I wish I had, like, disposable income was when I look at things that I wouldn't buy normally. Gotcha. Pokemon cards. What else? Then I'm like, oh, it must be so nice to have disposable income. People are scalping the heck out of the prismatic evolutions, the Eevee set. Yeah, I bet. I have disposable income and that goes to cons and commissions. Oh, well. Misfits, you do a really good job. You help drive a lot of community projects because you're able to put a lot of funding into it, so much appreciated. Traveling for cons, it's so expensive, guys. I want to go to all the cons this year. I want to do things. And now that I've spent my disposable income with retail therapy, I can't do the things that I actually want to do. Not that I can't, but it feels, the wallet feels tight, you know? Mood save, yeah. I don't know, I make back pennies with some of the stuff that I can sell, but that's why building a habit is important. Yeah. See you at off, Kyle. See you at off, Kyle. Afkai, I'm not sacrificing. Did you guys hear that they're trying to make a ball? Isn't that so cool? I want it to be like Masquerade. Cause like, obviously we're all VTuber fans or VTubers, and wouldn't it be fun to just like dress up super nice and then like have like a mask? I mean, you can have a face mask, but then have a mask over your eyes too. Oh, it's so cool. I love the idea. I'm calculating in advance what cons I want to go to and what costs I can cut. Honestly, that's really good. I haven't calculated approximately how much each con would cost, which I think would be really important, so that way I know like how much of my paycheck I can actually like put away to those. If I were to actually like write down like, okay, it's gonna be X amount of money to go to Offkai, and in each paycheck that I see, if I actually like write it down on the ledger, so that when it all goes, I don't know, when it all just sits in my bank account, but I know how much of it is going to a specific like event, I think that'll feel a lot better. Excuse me. Cause then I could like spend the money there and know that I intentionally did it. I think like that's what I think that's what they call responsible spending. I think having a plan and in being able to execute it is not only responsible spending, but it also it rewards the long-term like waiting part of your brain, so that you're more likely to do it again. And so yeah, again, really good habits. See, I think a masquerade would be a cool idea for their 5th Annie. Yeah, that would be really, really cool. The only thing is about Offkai are some of the people who go. I like going to Offkai for the communities that I participate in and the friends that I have made. It unfortunately sometimes sucks to be exposed to other communities that you don't necessarily want to interact with, but they sure as hell want to interact with you. The real Offkai was the friends we made along the way. Honestly, that was their goal from year 1, and it still feels like that. At least being able to see it from like the back end, you know? Because, yeah. It's a lot. Yeah, agreed. Bring out. I was thinking about maybe trying to draw over the drawing that I made. For those of you guys who didn't get to see it at the beginning of stream, this is the drawing that I made to thank the people who helped contributed to do the haul for today. And I was gonna try to actually like do line art and stuff for it on stream, but I think it'd be a good idea if I stop soon instead and then get some lunch and get on with my day. I want to stall. I don't want to do everything that I want to do. But the better thing is that the earlier I start, the earlier I finish, and then I can just veg and I don't have to do anything. But this lovely image right here. So I'm just doing this and trying not to show the palms of my hands. But again, thank you guys all for being here and supporting my streams. It means a lot that you guys come here to come chat and hang out, and that you guys don't mind my yapping. Really fun to be able to be here and do that. It's a very, very special space. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I was so proud of this. I did it in one go. I didn't even erase anything. Or for the most part. Thanks for the fun stream. Thank you, everybody. All right. I think we head out. Bye-bye. Take care, everyone. Have a good weekend. I'll probably stream in, not this weekend, but next week, probably in another 2 weeks. And I'll probably talk about AILA. And then maybe we could... I'll think of something. Something for something to do on that stream. But thank you guys. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.